All right. I can finally kind of take a breath. I've tried to start this thing for like probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. But like it seemed like every single time I thought that I had it right, that I was going to do it, something was missing. So like, I don't know, it started off obvious things like I forgot to bring the GoPro and I couldn't record. Or a plug in my phone wasn't working, so I couldn't record the audio. And then recently it's like these smaller things that are so dumb, but like I couldn't get the connection to work. I had to learn how to set up the Wi-Fi between the GoPro and my phone, and I don't know, so many little things. Or the memory card, I didn't have a memory card. And then when I found the memory card, it wasn't working with this certain GoPro. Just all these little things. It seemed like no matter what I was trying, I couldn't get it to work. But I'm finally here, finally recording for the first time, and I am excited about it, honestly. So here it goes. I don't know what to call this, whether it's like a podcast or like a vlog, just for, personal journaling. Whatever it is, I'm excited to start doing it because I have been listening to a lot of podcasts at work, a lot of political stuff with Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder, but then I also really like listening to the Joe Rogan podcast. And I think any of those guys, are super well spoken and articulate. Everything that they want to say, they say, and it's super fluid. And I know that I myself am not there. I want to be a better speaker. I want to be a better public speaker, and I also want to be a better one-on-one speaker, because I feel like in general, when I want to say something, it comes off really spacey. Like I start saying something, and instead of having all the words come at once and knowing what I want to say, I kind of pick it up in pieces as I go, and I forget the right words. So it'll come off as like, I think what we should do is have the right word here, and instead of this, we could do. And it takes me so long to think of these stupid words that, I don't know. I mean, I obviously want to sound smart, but it comes at the cost of thinking way too much of the words that I want to say. So one of my hopes with starting this thing, I think I'll call it a podcast, but it's a vlog. I think I'll call it a vlog. I don't know. I'll switch back and forth, but let's call it a podcast for now, because maybe I'll share it with others and instead of just using it for myself. But I'll start this podcast in hopes that I can practice connecting with people, in hopes that I can practice talking about the things that are on my mind, whether that is just personal stuff, things that are going on in my life, general inspiration that I think other people should know, or whatever it is that I kind of feel like rambling about that day. I just want to share my thoughts and practice communicating. So here it goes. What I think I really will enjoy about doing this is it's helping me get through my commute from work, which I'll talk about kind of my story of how I started getting working, and between work and home. So let's just start there. I have started a podcast before. This is my first one, but the first one wasn't, it's not that it was bad, but it was definitely more time consuming than I had available at that time. But now I do have a little bit more time available in this commute. I'm not going to be as strict as I was with that first one with editing and stuff like that, because the first one I was interviewing with different business leaders around Idaho, and I say that in reality I interviewed with two different people. It was Kenyon Martin and Michael Tamanaga. And so it was cool being able to interview with them and speak with them, but I'm not a good speaker now, and I was even worse off then. So it just didn't sound good, and I spent a lot of time learning Adobe Captivate so that I could edit a lot of the white noise, a lot of the the background fuzz, and a lot of the and filler words that we use to make it sound more fluid than it actually happened in real life. But what I'm really realizing is Joe Rogan, when he does his podcast, it's unedited. Actually, any of the three that I mentioned, so the Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Joe Rogan, any of those guys, what they publish is unedited, as far as I know. So they don't get rid of the filler words. They don't get rid of content that they don't know. I know Joe Rogan, for a couple episodes that I've listened to, will have a person that needs to go to the bathroom in the middle of the podcast, and they'll just leave. And so what I realized from that is that I don't have to have all this stuff edited out. I just need to create it. I need to get started. And that was evident as things didn't work out to create this, and I would have problems even starting these videos. I just wanted to get started, whether it was perfect or imperfect, just get started. So now I am, and I'm super excited about it. My story starts back in, I would say, July. So the week of July 20th through the 27th was a crazy week. Okay, so how that started was on Monday, my wife and I had a baby. That in itself would be a crazy week. We had a baby. So it's our first daughter. Her name is Everly. She is everything to me and my wife. We love her to death. And she is a super freaking cute baby. It's not my parents' first grandchild. I think it's their fifth or sixth. As both of my older sisters, they have a few kids. But it is my wife's parents' first grandchild, and they're super stoked. They're young grandparents. They're only, Grandma Nikki, she was 39 when she was born. So that happened July 20th. We had this beautiful baby girl on Wednesday of that week. So I had the baby on Monday. 2 days later, on Wednesday, we had my college graduation. Graduated from BYU, Idaho in business finance. And it all ended up being online. So I didn't have to go to a graduation. I didn't walk in the robes and the gown and receive my diploma. It was mailed to me, and that's fine with me. I don't even know if I was going to do the walk in the first place. But I don't know. It would have been cool to have the option. Maybe I would have. I don't know. But it didn't happen anyway, so I didn't have the choice. Stayed at home, had a virtual ceremony. I can't remember what it's called right now. Had a virtual ceremony, and that was Wednesday. Finished up college. On Friday, we pack up our bags and we moved to Boise, which in itself, again, probably would have been a pretty busy week, but we had been planning because we knew we were going to have the baby. Just do it all early, get stuff ready, and then when it comes time to move, it'll be taken care of. So we had been packing up, and it had been a busy time. So Monday baby, Wednesday graduate, Friday move to Boise, where we had an apartment set up with some of our family friends, which was giving us a good deal. We thought we could save some money, so that's where we are now. And then just a week and a half later, Monday, August 3rd, is when I started a new job at Trailers Plus, which is a division of a company called Interstate, which manufactures trailers. And I started as a marketing and pricing associate there. And so that job is great. I always laugh because it's obviously a starter job. It's a position for me, you know. I don't get to use a lot of the real technical skills that I learned in college, like going through spreadsheet, doing certain analysis with whatever ratios they give you. I don't do a lot of that. It's more ballpark figures with the pricing. And then marketing, of course, is always pretty much ballpark to a degree, because you don't know what's going to work. You just try something and poke at it and hope it'll work. And if it doesn't, you switch it for something else. And you just keep doing that until something works. And then you find the next thing that works, and that's marketing, I think. At least that's how I understand it so far. I'm only a couple months into the job, so that's what it is to me. But I could be way off base. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I laughed because when I first told my grandpa, David, my grandpa on my wife's side, what I was doing, I told him I'm working at Trailers Plus, and I don't know, maybe he misunderstood what I was actually doing, or maybe he understood it perfectly and he just expects more from me. But I told him, yeah, I'm working at Trailers Plus, and his reaction was like, oh, you know, good for you. Keep on looking. You know, you'll find something out there for you. And that's happened the next time that he saw me too, is the exact same story. Yeah, keep on looking. Everyone's got to start somewhere, but I'm really happy with my job. In reality, I do like what I do. I know it doesn't pay amazing for us. It helps us get by. We're not going into debt anytime soon, and we can put a little money aside, but I think he, in his mind, envisioned myself doing sales for Trailers Plus, or cleaning the shed out of shops or something. I don't know what he thought it was, but I have a corporate job, and it feels like a great starter position. In fact, it is a really good starter position. They are letting me really take the reins on pricing, which I think is cool to have that kind of responsibility at a company that sells hundreds of millions of dollars of trailers each year. That's really cool. So besides that, they're also letting me start some programming courses and apply that to what I learned. So I'm starting that right now, learning some Python, some SQL, as well as on the marketing side, I'm doing some HTML and CSS, which a lot of people won't know what that is, but I barely know what it is right now, and I've been looking into it for like 3 months. So that's where I'm at right now. Great company, really happy to be there. I think it'll have some good positions for growth, and I think I can make a career out of it. But just so that I have some fail-safe, just so I can open up other opportunities in the future when it comes to that, I just started this week. On November the 2nd was my first day that I started my MBA in finance at Southern Utah University. And not as excited about that just because I just finished school. It was great having the break and then coming home and just being able to hang out and watch TV and hold our baby girl. That was really fun. But it's also cool just being able to learn more. That's something that I never want to stop doing, is learning. Because I don't know, why not know a little bit more? Why not be a professional at something? I, by nature, am super competitive, and anybody will tell you that, whether it's stupid video games or a card game, or whether it was basketball in high school, basketball now, in church ball, whatever it is, I'm a competitor. I really want to win. I want to be the best, and that is definitely reflected in what I'm doing right now, in wanting to further my education, get an MBA, and be my best self. It also doesn't help that my little brother is going to be getting his master's degree. I'm not sure what, maybe in accounting, I think. But he's going to be getting his master's degree, and both of my brother-in-laws have a master's degree or higher. One of them is getting his doctorate right now in finance. So it doesn't help that they already did it or are going to do it for sure, because I don't want to be the one left behind, you know what I mean? So I had to do it, right? Because I'm competitive. But that's definitely not the main reason. I'm doing it because I want to be better. I want to learn more. But it's a factor. I'm not going to lie. So I'm doing that. The main things going on in my life, the most important things to me are family above all else. My religion. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and that's super important to me. It's helped shape a lot of decisions in my life, and it's something that I take pretty seriously. And my education and my work. And then aside from that, I just like to play. I like to fish. I like to play sports. I like to play card games with my family. I like to go on walks. I like to hike. I like being outdoors. And really anything that I can do outdoors is awesome. You get to soak up some sun, get some vitamin D. And I like exercising, starting to get really into lifting. I've been a bean pole my whole life, and hopefully not too much longer, I guess. So that's a little bit about me. As I go through this, I don't know what I'm going to call the podcast. The original thought was F words in traffic. Okay, I spat that idea off with my wife, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool," but she has to say that because she's my wife. But the idea was F words in traffic, not like I'm cussing people out in traffic, but the idea was family, friends, fitness, because I love that, the future, talking about future goals, and I don't know, I'm sure there's plenty of F words out there that I'll be saying in traffic And that's the idea, and I hope to really be able to share a few of my ideas with anybody who will listen, and just get some clarity as I kind of organize my own thoughts and talk to a camera on my dashboard. So I'm excited to share my thoughts with you guys, and with myself and with my family. And as I do that, I hope people can reach out to me and say whether or not it's helped them, or whether or not they've seen similar things in their life, and we can kind of grow and progress together. And anyways, looking forward to it. Wish you all the best, and good luck with everything. GoPro, stop recording.